Yeah, it's great to be back in the studio for Nigeria Super Fans Forum. Top of the day wherever you are joining us from around the world. My name remains Ashalolu Afemi. Of course, we're back in the studio. It's been months now due to some issues beyond our control, but finally we are back on set. James Agberibi is here, and of course we'll be getting things done on the show today. James, you're welcome.
Yeah, Femi, it's a pleasure being on the show today, and
we are back in the familiar
studio. You know, it's good, and can't wait to continue from where we stopped.
Yeah, of course.
So it's good to be back.
Okay,
yeah.
All right. So, like I always say, we do not take your support for granted. Thank you for sticking with Nigeria Super Fans Forum, for your comment, for your words of encouragement, even for your criticism. I tell you, we take all of those in and we try to be the best that we can be. Okay, today on the show, let's quickly give you a sneak peek into what we'll be looking at today. Of course, we'll be looking at the latest ranking by FIFA, which has seen the Super Eagles of Nigeria drop to 6th in Africa and 40th in the world. And of course, right in Nigeria, of course, the Nigerian Professional Football League, their bridge season, the armor of the interim management committee has come hard on Remo Stars, and they will take a trip to Ghana, where the new proposal by the government in Ghana to impose taxes on sports betting and lotteries is really generating reactions. A lot of Ghanaians are kicking against that move that, of course, and the bill has been sent to President Nana Akufo-Addo for accent. We'll be looking at all of those today on the show. James, let's get started. Of course, we knew that the game against Guinea-Bissau was going to be a banana peel for the Super Eagles, but I didn't see a situation where they would drop further in the continent. Now 6th. Egypt has taken that position of 5th that they've occupied for some time now. But James, would you say you were surprised when you saw the ranking?
Well, Femi, for me, I think I don't think the game against Guinea-Bissau was the reason why the Super Eagles dropped. If you remember, they've been on a run of losing streak
in friendly games.
Friendly games, you know, they lost to Costa Rica, they lost to Portugal. You know, they've been losing some games. So the game against,
the cumulative points,
yes,
they were dropping
exactly.
points.
So that was part of the reason why it affected the ranking. So from 35th, they now dropped to 40th, and in Africa they are now 6th. You know, so for me, that just goes to show that the Super Eagles have not been doing well at all. The team has been. I think this should be one of the most the poorest Super Eagles team in history, because I mean the style of play, the way they struggle in games, even against teams you expect them to, you know, get result against. They struggle. They hardly give you convincing results. Even the game they won in away, I mean, you saw how they had to labor before they got the result. You know, so for me, it wasn't the ranking didn't come as a surprise for me. So it's now left for the coaching crew, the players, to now up their game. They have the opportunity of bouncing back. They will play against Sierra Leone
in June.
In June, then they wrap it up with Sao Tome and Principe. Remember the reverse fixture against Sao Tome. Got the highest scorer ever in Nigeria for a Nigerian senior national team, 10-0. So who knows, maybe they will go beyond that. You know, so they have their work cut out now. They know that things are not all that rosy for them. They have not been playing well, been struggling in games. So it's now left for them to bounce back and get back on track. I'm confident that they are going to qualify for the AFCON. Of course, at least this the ranking now is an eye opener for everybody now to know that the Super Eagles is not like the Super Eagles of old. This is a struggling Super Eagles side that find it difficult to overcome even the smallest of teams. I mean, look at the ranking between Nigeria and Guinea-Bissau. I mean,
Guinea-Bissau over 100 in the world, 120 something before that game.
Even overcome them, you know. So, and when they come against a decent side, it's a side that is well organized and well structured, they struggle. We saw that against Algeria, we saw that against Costa Rica, we saw that against Portugal. Once they come up against a very good side, a decent side, they find it difficult to do anything. So, like I said, the ranking is an eye-opener. It's now left for the coaching crew and the players to step up their game. Okay,
James, let's talk about the abridged season 2023 Nigerian Professional Football League. Of course, you're familiar with the story that the IMC had decided to deduct 3 points and 3 goals from Remo Stars over what happened in on the Magic 12 encounter. Of course, they will also find 1.25 million naira. But particularly, I think it was disgusting for a general manager of a club, Kenny Adams, who had the guts to attack a referee, after the first half because of an incident that took place during the game. James, before now, we used to think that it is the fans, supporters of these clubs that do perpetrate some of these things. But I remember, I think either you or Kyle have said that those things that we see the fans manifest on the field, they were actually given the boldness to do it by officials of some of these clubs. And I think it actually played out because even if the players could not, they knew that they were going to contravene the law to assault the referee, but the general manager went to assault the referee or threaten the referee, assault him as well during the first half break because of a red card. It was right. It was a right call, well deserved.
Yeah. Well, Femi, good one from the LMC, IMC, the NPFL for the hammer on the ARM. I think it's that time.
And for the swift response.
Yes, I think that was what has been lacking in the past.
I think we need to also put into context that the second part of that game, because the game was abandoned after the first half, the referee didn't have the courage to come out and officiate in the second half. So the second half of that game was concluded the first day. It ended in James. It is laughable and disgusting.
Yes, I think that was one of the reasons why Kano Pillars, if I'm not mistaken, that's one of the reasons why they are playing in the second tier league, NNL, for a big club like that, things like this. So I love the fact that the IMC, they were swift in coming down hard on Remo, because that was how it's supposed to be. And I think this 3 points, I think they should even make it 6 now. To show the clubs that because this is one of the reasons why, like I said, Kano Pillars, this is what contributed to their relegation, and we are still seeing things like this in this current campaign. So it goes to show that I think these people, they are not really learning from what happened to other teams. So I think they should even increase the point deduction to 6 to send this signal that they are here for business. They're ready to remove, to weed out all the negative things that have been ruining our football. I mean, we have talented players in the league, but when you continue to see things like this, continue to have issues that have been part of this league, that's putting it in a bad light. I mean, we are not going anywhere. The other day I saw the top 10 football leagues in Africa. The NPFL is not even part of it. We have teams from Guinea. The Guinean league is there.
Tanzania?
Sudanese. I think I saw Tanzania, I saw South Africa, the North Africa.
Kenya, I'm sure, certainly, Kenya, Ethiopia.
All those countries, they are there, but the NPFL is not there. So that goes to show that we are running the league in Nigeria is not a well-run league at all. So kudos to the NPFL, the IMC for coming hard on Remo. I think they still need to do more. Aside from the fine, and I think they should increase the point deduction to 6.
Yes, and what I didn't enjoy from IMC was that they said Remo must ensure that Ekene Adams is prosecuted in a court of law. I don't think that is going to happen, because I think it would have been better if the IMC take charge of that part of the sanction, because I do not really see Remo taking their own general manager to court and say, we present our general manager to you in court.
They're just suggesting, but like I said...
No, it was part of the sanction that he must be prosecuted in a court of law.
So, I mean, I think they are ready to clamp down on individuals who perpetrate things like this until we continue to take this strong stand. We are not going anywhere. There's no point having talented players in the league and the off-pitch incidents keep affecting things. I mean, there's no way. Look at our we only have Rivers United on the continent, and they, and they will be playing against young Africans. One of the best teams in Africa.
At the moment,
they are from Tanzania, but
they topped their group in Confederations Cup from Group D. League,
well-run league, which we cannot boast of here. So I think this is the good step from the IMC. They've shown us that They're ready to make this league work. So we just have to give them the support so that you continue to do all these things. So that we have the league, so that we're able to run, and we will be able to compare it with some of the top leagues in Africa.
Okay, so according to the IMC, of course, they found Rivers, they found Remo, I beg your pardon, in breach of rules B821, B1321, C11, and B1352. So much ruled. James, let's talk about Rivers United. You already mentioned that they will be taking on Young Africans in the quarterfinals of the CAF Confederations Cup.
Yeah.
And I tried to do a little research on Young Africans. They finished at Group D table toppers in the qualifiers in the group stage.
Yeah.
I think they even topped Monastir, just they fit on goals difference, to tell you how good they are.
Yeah.
And they are currently at the top of the Tanzanian league. So it shows that Rivers
They have their work cut out.
of course, and after the draws, I heard that some Rivers United players are saying they were happy that they were able to avoid North African opponents.
Yeah.
But you have not even crossed this hurdle yet. Certainly, Young Africa is going to give them some tough time.
I think one of the mistakes they are making is they should sit down and kind of ponder, like, this team qualified top of their group. I mean, for a team to qualify top of their group, fine, you say, okay, it's a Tanzanian team. It's a team that's from a league that is
Isn't it football?
That is well run.
Yeah.
So that you might have all the stars in one team, but if they come up against a well-drilled, well-organized, efficient side, they're going to get beat. That's just the simple thing. I watched Rivers United. I find they're a good side, but I won't pick them as one of the favorites. I won't pick them.
I think they're even far from it.
They're far from it. So they still have a lot of things to do. I mean, this is a knockout stage. You know, so this is when they have to up their game now. The group stage has passed. Whatever you did in the group stage, it doesn't count now. It's a straight knockout now. So what they should be thinking is how to overcome this team that finished top of their group. For a team from Tanzania, fine, you want to say, okay, it's a small football playing nation. But we keep hearing about the Tanzanian league and how well they've been doing their off-pitch activities, how fans keep attending matches, and how their teams have been doing well on the continent. It's just a matter of time before they start, winning things on the continent. So you don't take teams like that lightly. And I won't be surprised if they end up shocking
Rivers
United. So they have their work cut out. If they think they're going to steamroll this team, the Young Africans, I mean, they will have a big surprise.
Okay, so the first leg of the quarterfinal pairings in the CAF Champions League and the CAF Confederations Cup, of course, will be coming up on April 23rd. James, let's talk about the bid for the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations. Of course, CAF President Patrice Motsepe has confirmed that the host country or whatever is going to be announced in September. And James, you remember Nigeria, Benin Republic, the only joint bid in that process. Then you have Zambia, you have Morocco and Algeria. I think CAF might fancy a joint bid, maybe because of these two countries are contiguous, close to each other. Then Zambia, I'm not sure if Zambia have hosted, they've not hosted AFCON, but it will be difficult for Nigeria and Benin Republic, joint host, Zambia, to compete with Morocco and Algeria in terms of facilities.
Yes, when you look at the facilities, I think the only country that will come close to, I don't know what Zambia, what they showed the teams that the inspectors from CAF, I don't know the venues they showed them. Well, you want to give it to the North African town because you ask them to come and host now. They have the facility, everything is there.
Particularly
so
Morocco.
They will have the edge. Morocco hosted way back in 1988. Algeria hosted in 1990.
Yeah.
That's how many years? Over 30 years ago. So they have the edge in terms of the facilities and every other thing. Find the Nigerian factor will come in with this joint bid. Because Nigeria is a big country when it comes to football in Africa.
But do you have the facilities?
Well, they presented some stadia, the Abuja National Stadium, the Godswill Akpabio.
I saw some of those facilities. I saw Abuja 60. Stadium. I saw some 20,000 capacity.
I think Benin Republic will present two. One
in Port Novo, one in Cotonou.
So then Nigeria will. 8. So as if the only that's why I say Nigeria will also have a say, because if eventually Nigeria and Benin get the nod, I mean, Nigeria have hosted before. In 1980, Nigeria hosted. In 2000, we co-hosted with Ghana. So it's not even Nigeria is a novice when it comes to hosting the continental competition. It's Benin Republic that we even gain more from, from co-hosting with Nigeria. So for me, I think, I don't know, everything now rests with CAF. They've gone around, they've seen the venue, so it's now left for them to now come up with the decision to get us the best country that will host the 2025 AFCON.
Okay, all right, James. That said about Nigeria. Let's go to Ghana now. James, like I said in the intro, the government in Ghana have made a proposal, a bill as a matter of fact, to impose taxes on lotteries, sport betting in the country. As a matter of fact, 10% on winnings or whatever. But there has been reactions that not even some of these tickets get to win money at the end of the day. And I compared that to a Nigerian contest. And what I found out is in Nigeria, it is the companies, the bet companies that pay taxes on their revenues, not the individuals now. And in Ghana, a lot of people have not taken that lightly. 10% on every ticket, whether, I'm not sure whether you win or not, there's been a 10% ticket. So the bill is currently on the table of President Nana Akufo-Addo for accent. Now, I think that's going to send a lot of message, maybe mixed messages to investors in that regard. Like Bet Power that sponsors the Ghana Premier League. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. Now, I think that will certainly reduce patronage.
Yeah, I think business-wise, it's going to affect the owners of the business, because if the people who are not even sure when they play that they're going to win, they're the ones that the companies today pay tax too. Now the participants are now ask. I think it's going to send the wrong signal. I think it's going to affect the companies, because you're getting involved in something that you're not even sure you're going to win, and you're not asked to pay tax on something that you're not sure of winning.
But I understand the government. They are trying to increase their tax net.
Yeah, I understand.
Increase domestic earnings.
No, but me, I think.
And they must have seen that there's a lot of money in this industry.
There's a lot of money for who are the people who
in
really
betting.
It's the betting, the companies that really make. How many?
And lotteries.
This thing is 50-50. So I believe it's the company that make more, because check out the percentage of people who win.
So should that have been transferred to the company rather than to individuals?
I think the company should be the one to bear the brunt, if it means increasing the amount of tax they pay, not the people who are into this. Because without the people, I mean, there won't be, without the average Ghanaian, this company will not make profits, So it's the people who are even making the money for you that this issue, they are going to be the one that will be affected in this. So I think it's important for the government of Ghana to look critically into this thing, so that they don't drive away these investors. Because I mean, it won't be nice, because these people are here to assist. It's a two-way thing. So it's like I rub your back, you rub my back, So, but the participant, the people who are making it happen, you are now trying to
sport France.
So I mean, it's something they should just have to look at, really, so that they don't end up, causing issues, because they're already making money out of this thing, and people will be looking at it like the Ghanaian government want to try to just ruin everything for them. So I think they have to really check on it.
I think it would be nice to hear from our Ghanaian fans. What do you think about this? Do you think the government is going in the right direction? Because a lot of people argue that in the end, it is not even all of these slips that go through successfully. So what do you think? Do you think the government is right? Do you think the government should reduce the taxes to maybe 10% or even lower, rather than 5%, I mean, even lower, rather than going ahead with the 10%? Like we said, the bill is waiting for President Nana Akufo-Addo for action. And I found out something, like I said, on this in Nigeria. And I think in Nigeria, how people evade paying tax, or not evade now, I should use, why those who engage in betting lotteries in Nigeria, why they do not pay taxes? Because I think there are certain bookmakers who are liable, who if you use certain platforms to pay those bettings and lotteries, you might be asked to pay tax. But I think there are some regulated sites that have been approved by government, where if you go through them, you do not
maybe
pay.
what the Ghanaian government should have done is whoever wins big, I think maybe a certain amount you pay. I think that one too.
Maybe I should read this out. In Nigeria, in Nigerian context, however, under existing law, bookmakers are liable for paying taxes on their profit, while winnings made by individuals through gambling activities are considered non-taxable income, provided they stay within certain limits set by legislation. Currently, 150 million naira. It means if you do happen to win big, then you do not need to worry about tax implications. Just remember always to declare your large amount if asked to do so by authorities. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So the laws are there, but this one, the Ghanaian scenario, the government are directly imposing 10%
whether
taxes.
you win or not,
Because that's what people are saying.
Like before you play,
people are saying not all these slips go through successfully.
You know,
so why even tax us for what we're not sure of? So please, our Ghanaian fans, let's hear from you what you think regarding this. I know a lot of Ghanaians have been reacting on social media. I even saw someone who said was going to sue the country's finance minister. So it would be nice to hear. James, let's talk about in Ghana, an ace sport broadcaster, Dankwaku Yeboah, has raised some issues regarding the DIU. He said, he alleged, I should put it that way, that in the first leg of the back-to-back AFCON qualifier that just passed against Angola, the DIU's name was not even on the list that was sent to CAF by the GFA. And he ended up on the bench. He ended up even warming up. And in all, what he was trying to say is that there are some forces in the GFA who are trying to strip him of the captain band. Now, going forward, I don't know whether you know countryman Sango. I think I've seen his video. Yeah. After the unveiling of Chris Sutton, he accused Chris Sutton of being lazy when he said he doesn't promise Ghana trophies. He was very furious with that. Now, he also said regarding the DIU, he said it was due to the thoughts the DIU shared regarding Chris Sutton's appointment. He said in one of his show, Fire for Fire, he said GFA president, Dr. Koto Krakow, asked the DIU about Kwesi Appiah, remember? And he said Kwesi Appiah is a local coach and he knows the terrain of African football that will be able to make things happen for the Black Stars if he's supported and allowed to work. Then eventually the GFA decided, or they opted for Chris Sutton. Now he's saying that is the reason why he was not even listed on the team sheet for the Angolan game. I'll quote him. He said, "You inquired from a player if he believes Kwesi Appiah was the right man for the job, and he offered that Kwesi Appiah is a local coach with the right support will do a great job with the team. He said that Appiah knows the terrain and knows how to navigate African football." James.
Femi, I think I won't be surprised if we start hearing division, because it's like it's what we are beginning to see now.
These are two persons now saying the same thing in a different way.
I don't know. It seems like I always say this. The Black Stars, they don't need this now. You already have the coach. All these things should be. These shouldn't be issues again. You have the new coach that have been officially announced. Has already had 2 games, won, drew 1. You're already on the right path. So all these things are just distractions. They're going to affect this team, no matter how you. And the Ayew brother, the Ayew family, it's like they are always in the news when it comes to the Black Stars. You know, so it's going to affect the team because the division is already
building.
To see cracks now because it's like. Just like what we discussed in our previous edition, like some people are not really happy that Chris Sutton was appointed. Well, you've already appointed him. Why not allow this man to do his job? They are going to qualify for the AFCON.
When he begins to hear things like this, how is he going to feel?
Let him fail first before you start coming down on him. This is somebody, okay, fine, you say, okay, Kwesi Appiah is a local coach who has been with the team before. Fine. He has done his own part. He's took Ghana to the World Cup. And now this is a new beginning. This is a new era. Allow this man to work. It's not as if they just brought him out from the Blues. He was at the World Cup. He's been part of the team.
No, what these guys are saying is that there is a plot because indirectly they are meaning that the DIU will prefer. Yeah.
No, the thing is, look, Femi, they are players. I don't. Maybe because maybe he came out too open. He maybe came
No,
out.
it was in confidence. They said it was in confidence to Dr. Koto. So somehow this got leaked.
Look, Femi, every player has their favorite. I know that it's not all the players in the team.
It's not like the day you wouldn't play again under Chris Sutton, but
yes,
you're asking me to make my opinion felt. Yeah,
in private.
Yeah, it's in confidence.
Now leak so every player. Look, if you ask all the players in the Black Stars about who they prefer, everybody will give you different answers. And that's what I'm saying, that you already have the coach now. I am say, okay, I prefer this because of this, and he explained the reason why he preferred Kwesi Appiah. Fine, that's what he preferred. It doesn't mean
it doesn't mean that you have to go by what he said.
It doesn't mean he doesn't like Chris Hughton.
And at the end of the day, yeah.
But to now start bringing this thing in public, I mean, you want to cause trouble. The team, this is a new era. They don't need all this thing now. The team, what they should be thinking of is how to do well at the AFCON, how to win the AFCON. I mean, it's over 40 years. We keep saying this thing.
But sorry, I think the GFA needs to do, like I said in one of our editions, that I think Dr. Koto, he needs to stand up really manage the GFA and Ghana football
Femi,
very well.
I don't know. When you keep, like I said, when you keep hearing things like this, you keep having issues like this, I mean, you're going to cause division. You already have exciting players who are ready to work for the team, ready to push the team. But when you keep hearing one official said this, the player said that, I mean, they'll go to that AFCON divided. There's no way. No matter how talented our squad is, if they go to that AFCON, because I believe, like I said, they're going to qualify for the AFCON. If they go there divided, the Blacks are not going to win the AFCON. And it's going to continue to prolong. A house divided by, I mean, there's no way it's going to stand. There's always going to be problems. So for me, they don't need that now. All the team needs now is support. The coach needs all the support, not all these side talks and all these distractions.
Okay, so particularly from our Ghanaian fans, please let's hear from you regarding the proposed 10% taxes that the government in your country is trying to impose on sports betting, and of course lotteries and all of that. Let's hear what you think about that. James Agberebi, thank you for coming, and it's good to see your face again. Yeah, I've been seeing your face through a medium, you know, but now I think this is the first time I'm seeing you physically for the last several months.
I mean, I'm really excited being back in the studio, you know, so. And we hope that will continue like this.
Yeah, okay, so it was even also nice to see our producer today after months that we've done seeing his face. So to you all, we thank you for sticking with Nigeria's Papan's Forum. Of course, we do this again on Monday. Until then, I remain Ashadola Femi. I'll see you. Bye for now.